Okay, so welcome to Serious Sam Advanced. Interesting little game. One I've tried before and I haven't been particularly that impressed with it. It is quite a serious feat though to get a PC game running on a Game Boy Advance. But at times the game is, I would say, practically unplayable in a lot of ways. Graphically, can't really complain. It's not certainly not the worst. Um, but its biggest problem is the controls. Uh, Actually, you can strafe if you use your shoulder buttons, which I didn't realize you could do when I did the video a couple of years back. I did a video on the Game Boy Advance player and the things you could do with it. The frame rate on this is incredibly low, as you can tell, and I apologize if this hurts anyone's eyes, but it is pretty painful. It is quite faithful to the to the original though. Let's get out of here. Quick run. How do you change weapon? Give me another weapon. Just want to pick the weapon up. As you can see, the frame rate. I don't know. We're looking in probably the mid-teens, maybe a little bit higher. And obviously it's got a very. I mean, look, Christ, it's such a blocky look. The most annoying thing about this game, actually, to be honest, is more the fact that when you're aiming, for instance, say if I knock the stick to the left, it's like there's no precision with the aiming, which makes a game like this very difficult to play for that particular reason. And I mean, the reviews reflect pretty much what I'm sort of experiencing, if I'm honest. It's impressive that they've tried to get it running, and actually they've actually successfully, as such, ported it. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like a waste of resources to me. But it came out in North America on the 14th of April, 2004. And then, I mean, I played the PC version, I'm sure, in about 2001. So, and then in PAL territories, it was 30 frames. Now, in PAL territories, generally, we used to get 50 hertz. Now, I don't think that applies to Game Boy games, if I'm understanding correctly, but I could be wrong on that. It's so clunky. So, even when you get up to the pictures, I mean, it's not so bad the closer you get because of your draw distance. But, I mean, it's painful. I can see, in some ways, my complaints with, was it South Park? The movie? Sorry, South Park, the game on N64 and PS1. That had a similar sort of problem with draw distances, and they, and although it looked horrible, they would cover it up with shadow. Basically, to cover it with shadows, which looked terrible, honestly. But it, I can see why they did it now. Looking at this, the reception for this game is pretty bad. You're looking on Metacritic at 51 out of 100. GameSpot 5.6 out of 10. I mean, this is, as I said, this is in the teens, the frame rate on this thing. I wouldn't mind so much if it just had, if I knock the stick once to the right, it's such, it knocks it so far over that you don't have there's just no precision with the aiming. That's essentially what's going to bring this game down more than anything else. There's no precision. So as I said, so IGN, it was 5 out of 10. I presume that's Nintendo GameCube magazine, 58 out of 100, and Pocket Games, never heard of them, 4.0 out of 10. So yeah, this isn't. I mean, on a smaller screen, this might look a little bit, vile. I mean, I'm playing this on a 55-inch 4K TV, so because I've got it running into my Elgato device, my 4K 60 in the PC, and then I've got a splitter, so I can output to the TV. But I don't know, does it look any better on... That does look a little bit better on the Elgato software. It's a little bit clearer, so I probably should have played it that way, but I mean, the thing is, you've got that you can see, you can sort of see when they're shooting at you, but it is very, very difficult to tell because of how it all looks. Everything blends in, even the enemies, they blend into the environments, which makes it almost impossible to see what you're doing. I could use a shotgun right about now, would be quite handy, or something that outputs some actual decent firepower. We've got 2 routes we can... Oh, what was that? Got some armor. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm so dead. Oh, God. Give me a shotgun. In fact, this kind of reminds me of playing Minecraft in terms of how... Did you really put it back at the beginning? In terms of how blocky it is, except this doesn't have any of the charm of Minecraft at all. Which is a shame, because Minecraft is a game I do have a bit of respect for. But at the same time, man, to get this running on a Gameboy Advance must be a feat of engineering in itself. So... And this is actually on the medium difficulty as well, so... I mean, these twats don't die. Doesn't matter how many times you shoot them, they just don't die. And I don't actually know what these things are here at all. All I know is that the frame rate is so bad, I'm starting to get motion sickness, and I don't, as a generally, struggle with motion sickness at all. In fact, the best way to probably play this is probably actually get as close to the enemies as possible, because at least that way you can actually see what you're shooting at and hit them with a little bit more precision. Oh man, it's really ugly. It's just, ugh. The only enemies I can... Yeah, again, I can't get any... Every time I move to readjust my aim, I've just got no precision at all. Got a chainsaw, which might come in handy with those big ball things. Just can't hit the bugger. Right, let's get as close to possible to him, then we can actually hit him, possibly. And the other thing is, these buggers don't die either. Get out of here. Run. Grab some health. Just get out of here. Get out of here. Might be the only way to survive this. Die. Yeah, this game is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Respect to the developers working on this, but this is just a game that doesn't need to be made. It's terrible. Absolutely appallingly bad. If you want to copy this game, you're mental. But at the same time, this is atrocious. This is not even worth the hardware. It's not even worth the. It's just terrible. It's just bad. You literally cannot. It's unplayable. It's literally that bad. Maybe you might be able to play it with an emulator. Maybe they can sort the frame rate out a little bit and make it actually viable to play. But this game is impossible. Maybe I need a key to get through that door, but that's difficult when I can't even get past those bleeding bull things without killing it. And when you're playing it, you literally you can't even tell if you're actually doing any damage to the enemies. That's how bad it is. See, if I aim at these, right, I'm shooting constantly at them. Oh, I did actually. So if you can get the retina on them as they get closer, then it works. But that is so difficult because there's just no precision. You've got no way of aiming with any precision at all. And every time you knock the pad, I don't know if it's any better on the actual Game Boy. So if I try, as I said before, if I try and nudge this very gently, it's like a block to the. It's like moving in like. See, that's me tapping it gently. So say if I want to aim for that black block over there, as you can see there. There's no way of me getting any precision on it at all. No, nothing at all. I can see why this got the scores it's got, because it is literally unplayable. It's that bad. Maybe it runs a bit better on Game Boy Advance, the actual system, because obviously the screen is going to be smaller. But I highly doubt it's going to make any difference at all. Let's see. No. It's not made any difference at all. I still cannot actually physically see what I'm shooting at half the time. Right, see, if you can get the enemy to line up with you and they run into you, then it works. But that in itself is incredibly difficult. If this is your first introduction to Serious Sam in this way, I sort of feel for you because it's pretty bad. How many shots do you need? Christ. I literally cannot see where the door's here, isn't it? Yeah. Everything blends in, the environments and everything. Right, run back, then run forward. Whoa, what killed me? Oh, the door shut on me. Oh, that's some utter bullcrap. Right, yeah, I ain't playing any more of that because that's awful. Absolutely dreadful. But it was an experience, I must say. Not a one I really want to repeat too often, but Serious Sam Advance. Buy it at your peril. that's it's an impressive feat to get a game, a Serious Sam, that's PC, was predominantly PC in the early noughties, and then obviously it was ported to consoles later on. But it is quite an impressive feat to get something like this running on what I think Game Boy Advance was, like Super Nintendo type hardware. Supposedly, if I'm understanding correctly, though a lot of people say it's like a 32-bit system, but that's atrociously bad. Not worth playing unless you, maybe you can run it on emulator and it'll look better. Maybe you can do some magic to make it run and play better, but that's atrociously bad. But it's and it's an interesting one nonetheless. And I think I'll leave it there. There it is, Serious Sam Advance. Play it at your peril.